Hi, I'm Eve Menezes Cunningham, and welcome to the Feel Better Everyday podcast, helping you connect with and take better care of yourself and create a life you don't need to retreat from. Welcome to episode 21 of the Feel Better Everyday podcast with today's guest, the delightful Leonie Dawson. I love how she is inspiring so many people, myself included, by being completely herself and loving all parts of herself. It's just delightful, absolutely delightful. I love what she talked about in terms of connecting with the divine, about prioritizing sleep, prioritizing reading, and I hope you enjoy listening as much as I enjoyed talking to her. So, welcome, Leonie Dawson. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, Eve, it's a joy to be here.
Oh, I've not met you. You're on the other side of the world, but I've been aware of your work for a long time, and especially recently. I think for a long time you've been an inspiration because you seem to just do what you feel like doing. You express yourself and you model earning well through doing that. And I think you've given so many people permission to be themselves and to express themselves in different ways. And I'd love to know like how long you've been doing it and what you're working on at the moment.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. You know what? Like, I just feel like I worked out really early on, like, to just that it's way more fun to be all of me. And so I've gone headlong into that. And so I just for pure selfish reasons of wanting to feel happier. And so it's a real joy that it um, makes other people feel more comfortable to be all of
Yeah.
themselves as well. And I get it. It's so exciting. For me, I've been doing this for a really long time now. I started um, blogging when I was like 21, I think.
Mhm.
And before that, even I was sharing in this is because blogs weren't really invented before. This is like 2004, and I was on message boards before then, and that was like a really beautiful part of my creative process because like
Mhm.
I got to like share what I was making and write stories about my life, and people were like, "Oh, I love this," and like I got such a beautiful reaction. And like people, I would share what I was creating and people off message boards would be like, "Oh, can I buy one of your artworks?" And I was like, "Oh, I can't believe somebody's gonna pay me to do this thing I really 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 love doing anyway." So it sort of all began there about 2003-ish, or earlier. And then it sort of developed over time, like trying out all these
Yeah.
different business models and different offerings. And I had no clue whatsoever that it was going to become like my full-time business, much less any clue that it's going to turn into, now earned over like 14 million in revenue from my beautiful, weird little creative business, which is just wild. And now here we are. I'm still like 20 something years later, still just sharing stories and making stuff and offering it out to the world. In terms of what I'm creating right now, um, I mean, the big thing that I spend a lot of my time on is my Brilliant Biz and Life Academy, which is where I
Mhm.
pool all of my courses and coaching and resources. And so I think we've got like 100 programs in there now that I've made
Yeah.
for my academy members. And I just love being able to just delight them and keep
Yeah.
supporting them to make more magic.
And you incorporate like your reels have been so inspiring. Like I've been awaiting ADHD diagnosis for over a year or assessment. People tell me that I have it. I think the more I learn I have it, but we'll see. But I finally have an appointment. But I found your reels really helpful around like I've been working with the nervous system for a long, long time. But the way you model rest and you share from under your duvet. And I'd love to know, because I know it's really early where you are, what is your ideal morning routine? Like if you had all the time and energy and space in the world, what would you like to start your day doing?
Oh, um, I mean, I have like um a little kind of ritual each morning. So, most days I'm up early to either do a call or to then getting my kids off to school. And part of like I like to build in self-care into that. I don't like rushing about before that. So I always start when I wake up with a prayer and I put my hand over my solar plexus and I just say, God, Great Spirit, all that is, what would you have me say? What would you have me do? How would you have me see things for the highest light and good of all? I'm willing to see things from a new perspective. And just affirming, like, I'm willing to see things from a new perspective, it just feels like it drops my shoulders so much. I don't have to hold so steadfast to my ideas of what I think is true. Like, it's okay for me to change my mind. It's okay to see things in a new light. So that's like my first little ritual. And then I always have a cup of tea, and I've eaten the same thing for breakfast for a really long time. And it's because it's the only way I can eat protein. So I have like either a nut slice with dates, or I just skip making the slice and I just have nuts and dates and nuts together with my cup of tea. And that just gives me like as a person with autism and ADHD, having protein at every single meal is really, really important. And that's just the only way that I can have protein for breakfast. So if I don't have those two things, um, I just feel skew if and my moods start
Yeah.
going up and down. Um, and I really like to read. It's the way that I tune in like to myself. And so that's usually when I also do a little bit of reading of like my favorite blogs on an RSS reader and long form writing. That's when I read then. And my kids are old enough that I'm like, all right, have you got your lunch together? And, where's your socks? But to be honest, it's my husband that does all
Yeah.
those things. I just sit there and enjoy it with my
Excellent.
cup of tea and read.
The reason I kind of gasped and beamed when you said about placing your hands on your solar plexus is I did most of the interviews for this series last year, like late last year. And then when I got the opportunity to interview you, it was like I'm doing a Love Your Whole Self chakra journey. And I was thinking authenticity, solar plexus chakra. And then you said it, and it's like, yay, it just like
Exactly. It's such a power
just
source. It's
yeah,
so
that
cool.
shiny, like from within your, and you've already said about like you're connecting with spirit, with the divine in that. So what about your actual, like kind of what about on a bad day, or like you've said, if you don't do these things, you feel a bit skewish. What would be your essential self-care for the morning?
I think like if I can still set up with like just the prayer
Hmm.
and I'll sort the rest of the stuff out later, you
Yeah,
know. That's kind of the big things for me.
yeah,
If I don't get my tea and my read and my dates, like, oh God, I'll go try and get a smoothie or something
yeah,
after dropping the kids off. But I think the prayer is probably the big one.
yeah. And what about later in the day and before bed in terms of your ideal self-care?
Hmm. I know that having a lot of quiet time and a lot of alone time is really important to me.
Hmm.
Um, and a lot of sleep is also very important to me. So I like to get at least 9 hours of sleep a night. I can scrape by on 8. 7 is devastating. 11 is delicious. So I know that I just need a lot more sleep than a lot of other people, or they're just more willing to sleep, like, to live on sleep deficit and say they're tired all the time. And I don't love doing that. So I'd rather just be fully rested. It really helps. Um, just the whole thing mentally, emotionally, physically. Um, I also always read before bed. So I like to go to
Yeah.
bed at least, 30 minutes, an hour early, a couple of hours early, to read books. And that's just another just like essential wind down time for me.
Any particular kind of books, like fiction, non-fiction?
I do read. So I read between 100 and 400 books a year.
Hmm.
So it's a fairly wide combo. I love, love, love like romance novels. They're just delicious and the best little brain holiday. And I also love nonfiction, like personal development and business and creativity and all the good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. And I'm aware you said about how, I'm sorry, I'm asking extra questions, but you said about how
Oh,
important
go
sleep is
wild.
for you. What helps you prepare for a great night's sleep, as well as the going to bed early and letting yourself have that brain holiday with your reading? Is there anything
Oh,
else you do to prepare?
yeah, like a tech-free bedroom is really important.
Yeah,
So I don't have my phone or iPad um, in my room. If I do, I know that I'm absolutely going to lose hours of sleep because of
yeah,
it. Because it's just got this addictive quality behind it.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then like the whole blue light part of it is not
Mm,
great. Um, and I do have a Kindle that I use, but I always set the tone to I've got a Kindle that like lets you set the tone of the light behind it. And I always make sure that it's like set to amber so that it's like a little bit more relaxing. Um, yeah, those things help really well. I also only have one cup of tea a day, first thing in the morning. I don't drink coffee. Um, those things really help. And because I'm on ADHD medication, those are also a stimulant. So my psychiatrist says not to have them after 3 o'clock because it'll disturb sleep. So I actually don't have them after like midday. I'll just have one like in the morning and that's it.
and if you were to only do one thing later in the day, like I'm gonna guess it would be the reading, but what
Yes,
would be your
correct.
essential?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's always just been such a massive like
yeah,
self-soother for me
yeah,
and it's delightful. Absolutely delightful.
yeah.
can't think of anything better in the world.
And if you could go back in time to younger you when you were starting out, maybe when you were blogging, maybe before then, but if you could send some love and compassion and wisdom for her, what might that be?
Just stay right, babe. Like you have got this, you've got this, and you have no idea how amazing things are going to get. It's the coolest. It's the
Yeah,
coolest. I'm so proud of you.
so delightful. Um, can you tell people, I'm going to have the information in the show notes as well, but can you tell people where they might find you online? And just thank you so much for talking to me for this.
Oh, Eve, you are a joy. You can find me at leoniedawson.com, Leonie Dawson.com. I'm on all the socials as well, where I make videos about rest and
Yeah,
neurodivergence and business and marketing and anything else I feel excited by.
yeah.
Um, and you can, I've got a whole free shit page on my website where you can just find all the free stuff I've ever created, including meditations and coloring books and ebooks about marketing and just all the stuff. It's just lots and lots of stuff I've made, which is very, very fun. Um, that's about it. Otherwise, I'll see you all in Dreamland just riding about on pretty ponies. It's so fun up there, right?
It's just delightful. I've loved talking to everyone, and I love how everyone has such different essentials and different ideas. And yeah, you've been delightful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are magic. Thanks, Eve. And I'm so glad you're having these conversations.
Yeah. Take care. Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Feel Better Everyday podcast. As you listened, I wonder if you thought about your own sleep, your own connecting with the divine, your own reading material, and what helps you unwind in a leisurely, indulgent way. Let me know in the comments, rate, review, subscribe, share, whatever feels good for you. I'd love for more people to hear the Feel Better Everyday podcast, and every little share is helpful. And this podcast episode, as all of them so far, has been produced by me, your host, Eve Menezes Cunningham. And next week, I'm delighted to share my interview with Chris Oxborough, who's a therapist and supervisor, talking about the work she does with her own and others' neurodivergence. Again, it's a bit of a theme and really important with self-care. It kind of makes it, like with trauma, more essential than indulgent. But I loved talking to Chris and hope you enjoy listening. So see you next week.